How long have you got? 2 minutes? Let's go! The story of Iran stretches back to the days of the ancient Persian or Achaemenid Empire, formed circa 550 BC, the largest the world had seen to that point, which threatened to penetrate into the Mediterranean world and swamp the nascent culture of Greece. The Persians were defeated in their confrontation with the West, but rebounded to create a series of empires until 651 AD. In that year, the long-standing civilization was conquered by its barbaric Arab neighbors, bringing with them the prophecy of Muhammad. For centuries after the Muslim-Arab conquest, Persia grappled with the penetration of its more developed culture by the Arabian religion. Ultimately, the cultural adaptation of Persia to this religious conquest led to the embrace of the divergent strain of Islam known as Shiaism, as opposed to the dominant form of the more primitive Arabs known as Sunnism. Shia Islam became Iran's state religion during the Safavid Empire of 1501 to 1722, which fought to maintain its independence from its new Muslim rivals, the Ottomans, in Turkey. This still unresolved conflict was swamped, however, when Europeans began to pressure both Muslim powers in their bid to create empires in South and East Asia. Persia, buffered to a certain extent by the Ottoman Empire, did not have to contend with the direct threats of England and France, but rather the continental aggression of the Russian Empire during the many Russo-Persian Wars of 1722 to 1828. Unable to modernize sufficiently to deflect the Russian threat, Persia chose to attach itself to the less dangerous of the two aggressors it perceived, and it entered into the primarily English sphere of influence, where westernization involved a growing appreciation for English military technology and science, and even constitutional government. However, Western ascendancy was increasingly resented by the nation of people whose fierce sense of independence was fueled by an ancient imperial tradition and a contrarian adherence to Islam. The establishment of the Anglo-Persian Oil Company in 1908 was both a milestone of objective progress and a symbol of the subjectively resented subordination of Persia. The explicit adoption of the name Iran for the country represented an aspect of a growing national awakening that became focused on charismatic champion Mohammad Mossadegh, who nationalized the oil resources that had been developed by the West. Mossadegh's overthrow, due to Western, in this case American, involvement, caused a greater radicalization of the Iranian sense of nationhood. The Islamic Revolution of 1979 saw the Iranians embrace the alternative reactionary ideology of Islamism as the preferred vehicle to restore national greatness, to which they continue to adhere as the world's primary state sponsor of terrorism against Western supremacy over the Middle East.